Okay, so welcome to today's discussion where we're going to talk about Rubicon Raw and the energy category as a whole. We've got with us Adrian, Head of Marketing. Adrian, set the scene for us.
Hi, Paul. Just like to introduce Rubicon Raw to those who don't know or have maybe seen it. It's Bar's big launch of the year. Launched back just in February. It's going very well so far. We've got this is the product. Got my props all to hand. It's a big can energy drink, and from our perspective, a little bit different to most of the other energy brands on the market. It's based on 20% juice, together with natural caffeine from coffee, guarana, ginseng, and also effectively contains no other artificial sort of flavors. So quite a different, more natural product proposition. And from its look and feel, I guess it's also a little bit different as well. It's not the dark, sort of very sort of masculine and sort of quite sort of loud look of many of the energy drinks. So our objectives are very much that's there to bring different people into the category and offer something different to the category than it's there already. We've done a whole stack of research on it before we've brought it to market that would confirm that it actually does that. And we're very excited about how it's going to go.
Very good. And how's it going so far then?
Really, really well. Actually, as of this morning, we've just sort of pushed through 2.7 million cans sold so far. So considering we started in the last week in February, we're really, really pleased with the response that we've had so far. And to date, our focus has absolutely been the convenience sector as well, and that's where all of those sales are coming from so far.
Brilliant stuff. Chaz and Anand, have you tried it?
Personally, I've tried the orange and mango one. I'm a huge fan of mango, being from an Asian family. But I'm not a huge fan of energy drinks. As a whole, it's just not something that I drink on a daily basis. But yeah, I couldn't help myself with the orange and mango, and I actually really, really like the taste. So I'm not an often drinker of energy drinks, but if I'm feeling tired or something and I need a pick me up, then I do pick up the orange and mango on the odd occasion. And it's quite refreshing.
Good work, Tony. Have you tried it? It was sent to the store, but Rav might have drank it.
It didn't come to our store. He's got them, but I'd already ordered them in previously, so we've had them in for a few weeks now.
Oh, brilliant! And how are they going in the store?
They're going really well. I personally haven't drank them because I don't drink caffeine because I suffer with migraines. But the guys at work really like them. It's some of the because the young lads obviously all drink drinks like they're coming out their ears, but some of the older people that work here have been interested in it and have tried it because it hasn't got that energy drink taste, they say, because of the fruit in it. So it's sort of appealing to different age group, I think. From what we've noticed.
That's quite an interesting. It's quite just an interesting point actually, because the all of the work that we've done before we made the launch, it actually sort of surprised us in a way when we did that work how the average age of an energy drinker, it's quite a sort of a low penetration category relative to every other part of the soft drinks market, but the average age is 31. Which is, I guess, a little bit older than I guess what the perception might be. And I think you've got a lot of people who've sort of developed this, got into energy drinks when they were younger, and as they've just sort of progressed, are maybe looking for something a little bit different. They've stuck with it because energy is just a need, and it's something that they're looking for as they get older as well, just as well as young. But they are just looking for something that's just a little bit different.
So, Adrian, what is the actual target market then?
I mean, we would put it we wouldn't narrow it to any particular group. It's just it is different. It's anyone from the age of we 18 upwards really, but we do recognise that it's maybe a little bit more sort of tailored towards that sort of slightly older audience. The other thing that we've learned through the work, it's a very much sort of everybody thinks that energy is very much a male biased category, and it's not really as much as one might think. So hopefully we get something that's got that broad appeal across different groups of drinkers.
I think you might be right. And Anne, how does the Rubicon Raw work in the category?
I think it works really, really well. In terms of color, like Chaz pointed out earlier, it's really quite eye-catching compared to the rest of the category. For example, Relentless, Rockstar, Monster. Well, not Monster so much now, but Rockstar and Relentless more so, and even the Dragon Energy. They're quite harsher, darker colors, whereas they're quite vibrant. The Rubicon Raw cans, they got that bit of Caribbean feel to it, so it's quite eye-catching to the consumer. So from that point of view, aesthetically, it's quite attractive to go and pick up that can.
Chaz, what do you think? Chaz, are you with us?
I'm interested
what do you
to
think?
learn from Adrian about how you think the market's going. Can you hear me?
Adrian, question was how is the market going? I think the
Adrian,
category.
And also in terms of sales of Rockstar, because our sales of Rockstar have gone down. So I'm interested to see, you think is Raw a rival product, or will it sort of, for us people like us, plug the sales gap that we're seeing with Rockstar, or is that maybe we're not getting the right Rockstar flavors? I'm curious to understand.
Yeah, I think it's something different, Chaz. I think Rockstar's got its place, and it's a well-established brand. I mean, energy is just a fascinating category. It's the one category that continually, sort of through soft drinks over the last sort of 15 years, has just continued to grow and grow and grow. And then, particularly in the convenience sector, it's pretty much half of all sort of soft drink sales. So it's just a big category, and it just continues to grow. And I think it is just based on there is this consumer need for energy, and people recognise that. So the category has got lots of scope for growth and lots of scope for choice within it. Choice will drive more consumer demand, I guess. And coming back to the point, I don't think we are necessarily, we're not targeting sort of Rockstar sort of head to head, but hopefully we can add value and we can bring something different that will, work for consumers that already are shoppers that are in the category already. But hopefully we can also bring some new people in for which the existing brands don't really meet, either the image that they're looking for or possibly the product that they're looking for. So I think there's plenty of space, but there is plenty of space for both and for lots of choice in here. And I would say that the challenge for any store is just to make sure that there is just really, really good differentiation in that choice, and it's not all about offering 3, 4, 5 of the same thing.
That's a good point to talk about, actually. Tony, how do you manage all the choices in the energy category when it comes to in store?
Our space isn't as it's quite limited, really. You could just fill up an entire cabinet, couldn't you, full of energy drinks if you went for it. But yeah, we just sort of we stick to the sellers that sell best in our store, because we don't have any passing trade. We're on an estate, so we don't have that sort of variety of passing trade. We've just got the same people in 17 times a day, so we literally just pick out what are the best sellers for our locals and go with that.
And how do you support kind of new brands and new products that come into the category? Because it's actually the new stuff that drives the sales forward in this category, isn't it, a lot of the time?
We tend to do quite a bit on our social media if we get anything new. We found that's the best way to get out there and see whether it's worth keeping in.
Fair enough. Adrian, How do you what's your advice to retailers in the category when there's so much new stuff and activity happening?
Look, in some ways, that's part of the fun of the category, and one of the reasons why shoppers are attracted to it. Look, I think having a really well merchandised and blocked, and the guys said, I think, and Andy said the presentation is very important of the brands itself. Hopefully will support well through point of sale material, and actually very much increasingly so, just to echo what's been said, the use of some of the digital assets that we've now developed are there to be to be used. We can supply and are increasingly looking to supply those your retailers can take those and utilize in their own channels as well. I think that's becoming an increasingly important part of the package.
Yeah, and absolutely everything that comes onto CTalk, you can take and make your own when it comes to social media. Social media, Anand, how important is social media to you in driving the sales of this category?
Hugely, not just this category overall in the store, but more specifically to Rubicon Raw today. When it was released first through AG Bars, we really pushed the product. We treble faced on each of the flavors, and we were lucky enough to have that space in our cabinet. We utilized the poster frames outside through CJ Lang Promotions Spar, so that gave the passing trade visibility of a new product in the category, and then social media as a whole, and boosting posts throughout Facebook and Instagram, just highlighting that there is a new product, bringing the price point down so we can put promotion on the product for a sustained period of time. So we've had it on at £1 for the past 2.5 months now, and really just pushing the product, so it just gives that incentive for people to go and try that flavor, because there's a big price point between £1 and, say, the new price point of a Monster, say at £1.45 now. So yeah, it really drives sales of MPD, and especially Rubicon Raw, and that's what we found in our store.
Good stuff. Chaz, what do you do? What have you done to promote Rubicon Raw and/or new products in general?
So for Rubicon Raw, we've only just had our first drop yesterday, so we'll obviously get that on the shelf this week once I've sent it into stock, so that's it's everything live. But in general, we've just highlighted without shopper because something's new, or we're just to keep our sort of online social media presence buzzing, similar to what Anand said. Just putting what's new this week, because especially sort of like for the off trade and and the soft drinks category, there's always something new coming out every week. So social media is easy for us to sort of put some pictures of the product on the shelf, or so many generic POS that we get through as symbol partners. So if you take a picture of our cabinet with a raw in there, it's going to look nice with all the different colours and stuff. So but it's interesting upon it before. I just purely think that it's very hard that we do a lot of auto replenishment on, and when we order, the system does a lot of our stock. So therefore, when you've got a fixed cabinet and fixed space, it's very hard sometimes to put new product in there, because you're selling what you think is only the best sellers of every sort of part, from colours to sort of juices to fizzy drinks and energy drinks. So it's really hard. Monster don't really bring out a new flavour every week. So we're constantly chopping and changing the Monster range. But no, I really look forward to putting Raw in the cabinet this week, and now that I've seen it, I'll probably order it for our store, and just get a good push. Thing that these guys have been so good to sort of give us a push.
Yeah, absolutely. Anand, quick thought from you. What can Bar do to support you? Is there any more that Bar and suppliers and brands can do you think?
Well, as Adrian highlighted earlier, the use of shelf markers shouldn't be underestimated. Even with the vibrant colours of the cans, you could never underestimate a shelf marker at the end of the day, because one, the price point, people buy with their eyes. So they look at the price first, and then they look at the product, and then they look back at the price. So yeah, to have that kind of marketing POS push from bars would be fantastic. And obviously, if we can push through competitions via social media and in store, with the use of, say, free stock, Adrian, it can never hurt, and it'll just drive sales.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian, what are bar doing to help drive sales? I'm talking about consumer stuff.
Well, we're live ourselves now on across all the social platforms and on digital media. We are filming actually our first campaign activity this week actually. So we're using, I guess, what for us is maybe some sort of different techniques to what we might use on Iron Brew or Rubicon, where it's very much about the right partnerships. We're using influencers and such like in the spheres of outdoor hiking and mountaineering as a first off over the first part of the summer, and then we're going into sort of a big sort of focus on surfing, and it's just about really trying to work with those lifestyle interest groups to really sort of build an interest and build just the perception, that sort of more natural perception that's right for the brand really. But we're also pushing that out, quite widely, all of that content through to a much sort of broader base of consumers. So we've got over the balance of this year, we've got about £1.5 million worth of spend in those channels to help drive the awareness on the consumer demand as well. And we'll be doing quite a lot of some of those partnerships. We'll be doing quite a lot of sampling as well. So hopefully we'll be looking to sort of push people into store as well and to trial that way.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you. Would you believe that the 20 minutes that we had set aside for this is already nearly up? Has anyone got any thoughts or questions? I guess it's our opportunity to quiz Adrian at this time, isn't it?
Adrian, I've got a question for you. So Rubicon as a brand is really big, but from my thoughts, I think it does a lot better in England rather than Scotland, just because of brand awareness. What's the plan to try and push the sales up north of the border?
Yeah, so it's a good question and a very fair one. I mean, I guess the roots of the brand were if anything, sort of more in the M25 than anything, where the brand was born and the original business was.
Yeah.
We've looked to build it, and we've done that, I think, sort of successfully over that time. We push it hard nationally, actually now, and but we've got a longer way to go with consumers, I guess, because the awareness is a bit lower and such like. But as we move into this year, we've got advertising, which is national, over the summer on television and through digital channels as well. So but we're very much taking that national approach on it. But you're right, we have a further way to go in Scotland. And I guess the other thing that changes the game a little bit in Scotland is just sort of the strength of Iron Brew, which has just got a bigger chunk of every consumer's sort of repertoire of drinks, really. So I think inevitably it is going to be a little bit lower, but we do want to push it, and that's certainly what we're looking to do with investment.
Very good. Adrian, final thoughts go to you.
Look, I just want to say, we're excited about it. Best of luck with it. I hope it works really well for you and adds something to your stores and to to your soft drinks category. So, just all the best with it. And, thanks for the chat and the questions and the feedback. It's really valuable.
Yeah,
thanks very much.
And thank you for everyone just for taking part.